Yeah, well, look, I was expecting. I know it's not going to happen overnight. I know it's a bit of a wait game.
The Bad Guys 2 was released in 2025 and was directed by Perry Profel. I really do apologise if I said his name wrong. It tells the story of Mr. Wolf and the gang who are trying to interchange as they are now good guys until they end up meeting the bad girls who want their help with the biggest heist in history. However, it's up to the bad guys with the help of the best character in both movies, Diane Foxington, to try stop the bad girls. The first Bad Guys was a massive surprise when it came out. It had a fun story, very nice animation, amazing characters, especially with Diane Foxington. She was the best aspect, she was easily the best character of the movie for me, and the film's music was really good too. The two specials we got were good, they just weren't quite as good as the first film, but when DreamWorks said they were going to do a sequel, I was pretty hyped. Yes, I was happy when I heard it was announced. I got really excited. It automatically became my most anticipated movie of 2025. I got more and more hyped getting closer to the time of its release, and it finally came out today in the UK and Ireland, and I got to see it today in my favourite cinema in Ireland, ODEON Charlestown. So I have to say, I had a very nice experience watching The Bad Guys 2 today. After seeing The Bad Guys 2 for myself, I am so happy with this movie. This beats the first one. Yep, DreamWorks did it. They topped the first one. They did it before, they did it again. This film is fantastic. This is an amazing movie. This right here is peak cinema. Yes, I said it. Best film of the year, best film of the summer, fantastic film. The storyline was very engaging. It was very entertaining. It was tons and tons of fun. It had a great energy to it, a great sense of fun to it, and it was just overall a very well written story. It was so good. The film was just tons and tons of fun. The plot twists were really well executed. They're actually better than the plot twists of the first film. And just overall, the story is a big improvement over the first movie. It's an excellent story. Though there is some issues. They're minor issues though. The pacing of the movie is very weird, I have to say. The first act was a little bit slow, which is weird because a lot happened in the first act. I just thought the first act kind of dragged a little bit. The second act is smooth sailing. The third act is mostly smooth sailing, but there were parts in the third act that I felt went by a little bit too quickly. But other than those minor issues, the film was still really great. The jokes were hysterical. I laughed my ass off at pretty much nearly every single joke. There was one or two jokes that fell flat, but other than that, the film's humor was excellent. It kind of does have a similar structure to the first movie with certain plot elements. I did feel with the second act especially, it tried a little bit too hard to be similar to the first movie. It kind of felt like it had a similar formula, if you get me. I liked it. I felt that was quite noticeable. There were definitely times where I felt the movie was trying a little bit too hard to be similar to the first one. It wasn't a bad thing, I just thought it was a little bit noticeable. But the film has great heart to it, the relationships with the characters are fantastic, the relationship with Mr. Wolf and Diane Foxington is the best thing about the movie. The overall storyline is just excellent. I loved the story of the movie. The overall storyline is just excellent. It's just tons and tons of fun. The animation. I watched the first movie last night and you can really see the improvement with the animation, especially with the textures. The character textures have a massive improvement in this film. I was so impressed with that. The textures were great. They were so good. They were more detailed than they were in the first one, which I thought was great. I still don't really like the human designs. The human designs I still think are kind of shit, to be honest, but they're better here than they were in the first one. There's a little bit more variety with the human designs here, which I did appreciate, but maybe in the third movie we'll get better human designs. Hopefully we do get a third movie though. The color correction, the lighting, the locations, the character movements, the action, amazing. That final fight alone though was peak. I actually was on the edge of my seat during that final fight. The climax of this film was fantastic. It's hands down one of the best action scenes that DreamWorks have done. The movie has amazing action and the overall animation of the film is just superb. It's a massive improvement over the first one. Not to say the first one had bad animation, it was very nice, animation. I just think the second one clears the first one, easily with the animation. Like, the second movie improves the animation a lot. And the characters, they're even better. The characters are even better in this movie than they were in number one. Mr. Wolf was great in this movie. His character arc was excellent, his journey was really engaging. His dynamic with the rest of the gang is still really, really strong with Miss Tarantula, Mr. Shark and Mr. Piranha, and they're still excellent characters, and they're actually even better here than they were in the first movie. Mr. Snake was great. He's not quite as important here though as he was in the first movie, but he is still very good, and his chemistry with Doom is actually really funny. It has a very interesting direction to it, and they actually have some very funny dialogue with one another. Diane Foxington was amazing in this movie. She's even better here than she was in the first one, and her character development is simply peak. Not to mention her chemistry with Mr. Wolf is fantastic. It's definitely the best aspect of the film, and without spoiling, the plot twist with her is very, very well executed. And as for the bad girls, oh boy. Pigtail was better than I expected. I actually found her quite funny, and I actually thought she had a bit of charm with her personality. And Doom is a really cool character. I actually really liked how she was written, and I would love to see more of her in the third film. But Kitty Cat, oh boy. While I do wish her backstory had a little bit more development, I have got to say this character is amazing. Her dynamic with Mr. Wolf and the bad girls is so good. Her arc is fantastic, and she's hands down one of the best characters in the franchise. She is absolutely amazing. As for everyone else, the other humans are fine, but the chief of police is actually really good in this movie. She's actually funnier in this movie, which I thought was nice. So I really liked the character arc and the direction that was taken with her. I thought that was very well written. I thought that was very, very entertaining and very interesting. So the movie has a very strong, and I mean a very strong cast of characters. And Diane Foxington deserves a spin-off. I don't care what anyone says. Diane Foxington needs a spin-off. Either it be a show or a movie, I don't care. She needs and deserves a spin-off. The film's music, once again, even better than the music of the first one. Although, the music here does rely a lot more on pop songs, which I was very surprised by. Even with that said, the pop songs were actually really good. They actually really did fit well with the scenes they played in the movie, and they actually fit the tone of the film exceptionally well. And the end credits song was so catchy. Hearing it in the cinema was awesome. When that end credits song played, I just said to myself, damn, that's the perfect song to play for this movie, because, oh my goodness, not only was the music great, the overall film, oh my god, I'm just so happy. Like, The Bad Guys 2 was fantastic. Honestly, it's actually better than I was expecting, and I'm actually so happy, so happy that it more than lived up to the hype, because I was very, very excited for this movie, and a few people were actually surprised that I was more excited for Bad Guys 2 than the live action How to Train Your Dragon. But I'm just so happy. Like, I'm actually so happy with how it turned out. This is definitely DreamWorks' best movie since The Wild Robot. It's not quite as good, but The Wild Robot is obviously, a very hard one to top. But like, this is great. This is definitely one of their best sequels. It's definitely in my top 20 DreamWorks movies. This film is amazing. The storyline is an improvement over the first one, even though it can feel similar to the first movie in a few areas. The animation's a major improvement, the characters are even better, and the film's music is even better. Overall, The Bad Guys 2 is pretty much better than the first one in almost every single aspect, and I am so happy, and I am super chuffed and delighted with how The Bad Guys 2 turned out. I adored this movie. Overall, The Bad Guys 2 more than lives up to the hype. It may have some weird pacing, but it's got a very engaging story, amazing animation, fantastic characters, and great music. This is definitely one of DreamWorks' best sequels, and I am very, very excited to see it again. I'm going to give The Bad Guys 2 a very well-deserved 10 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think of The Bad Guys 2 in the comments section below. Stay tuned for my next review, which is going to be on the Fantastic Four, The First Steps. I'm going to be seeing that next week, and I'm quite excited to see it. I hope it's good. I'm very intrigued to see it. And until then, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for that. And until then, take care, everyone, and skidoosh.